I'm testing out some premium tour level golf balls with a 7-iron. And I've already done this test with a wedge, so by all means go and see what they do with a wedge, then have a look at this, and then later on I'll have a go with a driver. But of course I have a Titleist Pro V1 2025, Srixon Z Star 2025, Taylormade TP5 2024, and Callaway Chrome Tour 2024 as well. They haven't updated it this year yet. And I don't know about Taylormade, I haven't seen any 2025 balls yet. And then we have a premium feel XXIO, I don't know if you've heard of them, but they are shiny. Look how shiny that cover is. They feel premium, they look premium. And then a PXG Extreme Tour. And looking at the PXG specific videos, they're maybe a bit less attractive than the others, but it is what it is. Let's start with the PXG. So I've had some warm-up shots already, if I clear them. But the first generation of the PXG ball, their first golf ball ever, I believe was made in the same factory as the Costco Kirkland ball, which aren't very good. So check those videos out. How good are these cheap golf balls? Come off the face fairly nice, I've just pulled it. I want 2 decent shots with each ball, and I would not call that decent because I've missed it too far left. Oh, a little bit thin. A little bit thin, but it cost a lot. No. Now I think these golf balls are definitely better than the first attempts they had. Drop and stop, a little bit of release, but it's on the green quite nicely. Come off the face fairly well. Ball speed decent. And the fact they've got the Extreme Tour and the Extreme Tour X, they've obviously realised the need to create 2 different flights. That should do us nicely on the green. PXG done. So we go with the XXIO Premium. Feels softer even at the touch on here. And I think it is a more squishy ball. It's just the fact it says premium in big bold letters that I've got it in this group. Shank. I proper got ahead of that, you naughty, naughty boy. It is first thing on a Saturday morning. That's better. That feels quite spongy off the face. On the wedge test, the spin wasn't great with these. They almost feel like a proper quality, proper outer layered soft feel. Decent distance. Are they 2 similar spin rates? Yeah, they're close. The efficiency is pretty good. Oh, pulled it. Well, it does feel nice. But is it as good as these bad boys? Taylormade TP5. So Taylormade TP5 being a 5-piece construction, there's 5 different layers, there's 5 different materials within that makeup of the golf ball, and that allows them to target different squashes, different compressions, different speeds. So if you get maximum speed with the driver, it gets into that inner core and it gets it to react, but when you're using a wedge, it doesn't touch the inner core, it only interacts with the outer layers. So we get a different blend of performance through the bag, in theory. But that was pretty decent. Little push, little push. Drop and stop. Okay, then I want 2 like uniform shots. Like that, that's my normal shape. Nice. And there is a little cluster. There is a little cluster just forming just left of the pin there. It's obviously a swing thing I need to iron out, but it is what it is. On the golf course, I play with it. Chrome Tour. Can you see that? Can you see that? So the Chrome Tour has a more energetic core, quote from Callaway. But when I first tested it against last year's Titleist Pro V1, it definitely had a bit more launch off the face. It had a bit more speed from it compared to the Pro V1. And there was a lot of people that said, oh, no, it can't be as good as the Pro V1. But it is what it is. Well, that shot will do nicely, and on the green, and stopping nice and quick. Shortest putt yet. And if something performs better than the Pro V1, like, what's the problem? Oh, turn it over a little bit too much. That felt powerful off the face. Oh, and it stopped pretty quick, actually. Oh, overdraw again. And on the fringe, and stopping quick, even on the fringe. No, that was a spoony swing, whatever spoony means. That's not fair. There we go, there's a proper shot. Probably the first one and the last one, to be fair. Doink. Let's go Pro V1. Yep, felt as good as anything. Now everything gets compared to the Pro V1 for good reason. They're a decent ball. I'm never going to stop anyone using them, even though I don't stock them. Well, I've got no resistance to someone going, I want to choose that golf ball. Nice. Basically 2 uniform shots. Let's go 1 just in case. Yeah, drop kick it. Should have stopped at 2. Bit of a slap. Srixon Z Star 2025. And this ball rather impressed me on the wedge tests because I didn't think it would spin as much. And it won't spin as much if you slap it off the toe. Oh, getting tired. Nope. Little lean to the left, is that too much? I think that's too much. Similar to the Callaway in terms of what it did. Similar to the Callaway in terms of the good shot. Yeah, so in the wedge test, I thought this would be quite low spinning based on seeing more spin from the XV and the Diamond in a wedge, but it was still nice and healthy compared to the others. By all means, check that video out. Shot. So I'm targeting 6,000 spin personally. I'm looking for 6,000 spin with a 7-iron so I get more control with my longer irons. I maintain a bit more spin. If I were to target a lower spin rate like 4,500, I would get more distance, but I'd struggle with a 5-iron and I wouldn't get the ball to stop on the green as easily. But let's have a look at the numbers. So I do want to weed out the errant shots that weren't very good. So a couple of there that are just a bit slower warming up. Speeds all fairly uniform there. So I hit a few more balls with the early ones just because I'm still warming up a little bit. Titleist, that third one was terrible. Okay, so I'm quite happy with these, like similar carry, similar carry, similar carry, naught variance, naught variance, naught variance. We've got 2 variants but more shots in it, 1 variance but 3 shots in it. We've got 1 variance but 4 shots in it. So they're all doing such a similar thing. I don't need to kind of like take any of them out. But let's go from here. So first thing I want to look at is peak height. 108 with the Pro V1, 111 with the TP5, so 3 feet in it. 106 in the Chrome Tour, so a little bit lower. 104 in the PXG Extreme, so lower again. 105 in the XXIO, so about the same as the others, but just on the low side so far. 105 in the Z Star. Z Star, Srixon wise, it's often noted that on a windy day on a links course, for example, that Srixon players tend to be up there quite well because the Srixon ball is more stable in the wind. That's what they say on tour. Angle of descent, bottom to top, Z Star 47, 46.5, 46.9, all about the same. Z Star XXIO PXG. And then we scroll up to the Chrome Tour, 47.1, like 0.2 in it compared to the PXG Extreme. 48 getting a little bit steeper as we get into the TP5. Getting just a little bit shallower again on the Titleist Pro V1. None of them really popping out to be massively different. So they're all within like a little bit of each other. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's compare these toe to toe. Yardages, 188, 186, 188, 187, 186, 186. There's not much to really talk about there. There's not a huge difference in carry. Spin rates, XXIO is the lowest at 4,900. We did see lower spin on the wedge as well. 5.6, 5.7, 5.8. PXG Callaway Taylormade. And then we go down to 5,500 in the Z Star, and then up to 5,900 in the Pro V1. So the Pro V1 is the highest spinning ball of the bunch. TP5 is just on its tail. Chrome Tour just below, and then we've got PXG Extreme, and then we go down to the Z Star. So Z Star being the lowest spinning ball with a 7-iron out of all of them, and also the slowest. So I didn't get as much launch off the face with the Z Star. I got a bit more pop out of the TP5 and the Callaway. They were the 2 fastest, and they're both talking about how energetic or springy their core is or whatever, and we're seeing that there, and we're just behind them on the Titleist Pro V1. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference here. So we've got some subtle differences, very subtle differences in carry. We've got some different variations in what the flight does, and we need to be aware of them, because if you hit the ball too high, we want to choose a ball that just leans a bit lower. If you hit the ball too low, we want to choose a ball that just leans a bit higher. And if you have a look at the wedges and the driver, you might see which ball is going to be better for you. So you might see that you might prefer a certain performance in a driver, and okay, it doesn't cost too much on the wedges, or you might look for a certain performance on the wedges and you go, it doesn't cost too much on the driver. But on the next one, I'm going to have a look at the driver.